1787. Hey guys, welcome back. We are at the Old Purity Society Cemetery, which is located in Chester County, South Carolina, and very, very old stones. And I am here to visit the grave of Dr. Babcock. Okay, so who was Dr. Babcock? Well, his full name was James Woods Babcock, and he was born in Chester, South Carolina, so he was born in this community, and it was around 1856 when he was born, and he grew up post-Civil War, and he worked really hard and studied long hours, and he ended up going to the Harvard Medical School and getting his doctorate from there, so he was very well educated. And he worked for a while in Massachusetts at an insane asylum. He became a psychiatrist. And then eventually he accepted a position as the superintendent of what was called the State Lunatic Asylum in Columbia, South Carolina. Now, for those of you who are interested in that or research that, you may recognize the State Lunatic Asylum in South Carolina as Bull Street. Because that was the street that it was located on, or is located on. It's no longer in existence as far as operating. It stopped operating in the 90s. But I want to say the building is still there, but it's abandoned. And it's grown up, and it's very dangerous, is what I have read, to even venture into it. But there have been some urban explorers that have tried it. But I'm not encouraging any of that. But anyway, he worked there. And he, during his studies and during his, work with the insane, the patients at the lunatic asylum, there was this epidemic that was going on in the South during this time. And forgive me if I say this wrong, but I want to say it's called Pellagra. Pellagra, I think it is. It's Pellagra, and I'll put it on the screen so you can see how it's spelled. And what was happening is all these patients were getting it, and he helped identify it. It would cause discoloration in their skin, and I think there was, they considered there to be 4 Ds associated with it. Diarrhea, discoloration of the skin, dementia or depression, and then eventually death. Now, when you do genealogy, you will sometimes see that as a cause of death. The first time I read it, I didn't know what it was, and I had to look it up and see. And for those of you who don't know, it turns out that it is a vitamin deficiency, and it's associated with a lack of vitamin B3, niacin, which occurs in areas where corn is the primary dietary element. And if corn is not treated, or if it's harvested too soon, the niacin is not nutritionally available. And so what ended up happening is there was a connection made between the vitamin deficiency of B3, niacin, with poverty. These vaults, very old. Look at the row. Oh, I just seen this. Holy cow. I'm scared to look. Should we? We have to look, right? Okay, we're gonna look. I'm gonna shine a light. Okay, this one's cracked open. I don't have a flashlight to shine in there, but I'm pretty sure it's just dirt. Okay. Burial customs have changed a lot over the hundreds of years. The reason people are buried 6 feet, 6 feet down, is because of people stealing bodies. People used to steal bodies all the time in England and Scotland. I think they sold some of the bodies to doctors who were trying to, you know, do autopsies and I don't know what else. But, and also grave robbers stealing jewelry and things of valuables that were put on the bodies when they were buried. This is a very old cemetery. Very old. This rock wall, so cool. There's the newer part. Look at the hand. Gone home. Huge monuments, look at that. Eliza Lynn Holly. I do not like walking on some of these. These are so, they've dipped. You can feel the ground give, y'all. I'm serious, no lie. 2 children. That's all it says. By her side, repose her 2, I can't read, something babes. London? One preceding the other, following 22 months. A good 22 months. All right. It was published in the state newspaper on February 10th, Sunday, 1929, that Dr. Babcock, since the Christmas holidays, he had been confined to bed with certain cardiac conditions, and March 5th, 1922, he suddenly passed away with an angina attack, surrounded by those ever-companionable books he loved so well. That brings us to the final resting place of Dr. James Woods Babcock, the Old Purity Cemetery in Chester, South Carolina. He is buried there among his parents. Dr. Babcock, his work with discovering the signs and connecting it to the vitamin deficiency of Pellagra is very instrumental and won't be forgotten. There are other doctors who received far more credit for that, but his work mattered too. And also the fact that he got the Lunatic Asylum name changed to the South Carolina State Hospital for the Insane, which really was a big strive for mental illness and taking that stigma off of it. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I've enjoyed making the video and learning so much. I'm just learning more and more when you do these videos. So you guys keep seeking, and I wish you all well. Let me get out of here. This ground is awfully weak.